Here is a little WebWork demonstration video for those of you considering working with Middle Professor's Math Coaching for all of your high school and college mathematics tutoring needs, especially in the areas of pre-calculus, calculus, things like that. WebWork is a online mathematics Q&A system. It was sponsored by the Mathematical Association of America. It is open source. You aren't paying me for the access to WebWork. If you have the computer savvy, you could go download it and install it yourself and have access to all the open problem libraries that are available. What I would be doing is using this platform to curate problem sets for you, depending on what subjects it is that you are trying to practice with. Some institutions might use this as a homework system where things are worth points, maybe even testing. Here it's just literal, unlimited open practice with no risks and with as many attempts as you need on any given problem. So you would be given a course of your own. Here is just a very brief demo course, and you can see that there are a few problem sets already placed in there. I've built this one to do a demonstration. I've only loaded it with 2 problems, but this is the kind of thing you would see. And I will click on problem 1. And here you see a not terribly taxing problem about here's a function, let's evaluate it at some particular values or evaluate it at some expressions. Okay. Notice that there's already input in these boxes, and that's because it's retained this input from my last trip to this problem just to make sure it was working right, which it is. So you are faced with a question, there's answer boxes, you fill them in, it's relatively free form, right? You can see down here to plug in a plus h for x. You end up with the string, so you just type in the string 7 times a plus h minus 4. One of the things you can do here, now here it's not so much a big deal, but if you're ever in an environment where these problems are worth points, you definitely want to know this feature. It's preview my answers. And what WebWork does is it shows you how it's about to interpret the input you just gave before you submit it for checking, which means this is a great way to avoid typos. Oops, I forgot a parentheses, or oops, that negative sign is in the wrong place. You can look at how your answer is being interpreted. Okay, so I did that for this. You know, there's nothing really spectacular going on here, so I don't need to make any adjustments. And then I can submit my answers. And green is good. The answers that are correct, you'll get a green correct flag. If they're incorrect, well, I don't want to do that just yet. If they're incorrect, you would see red. Okay. Here's another feature that we have. Some problems will come with randomized values in place. So here is a request new version button. When you see that, that means you're eligible to generate a new problem exactly like this one, but with new values in place. And remember the last one, the function was 7x minus 4. Now it's updated to 3x minus 3. Okay, so we can go in and put in some answers here. I'm going to put a wrong one here. Whoops, no, that's right, isn't it? I'm going to put in a wrong one for that spot. F of negative x is negative 3x minus 3. F of a is 3a minus 3. And f of a plus h would be 3 times a plus h. It doesn't help you with your typing. It helps you with your math. Okay, this is the same format as it was in the last run through this problem, which was marked correct. One of the other benefits of WebWork is that it's very good at recognizing equivalent expressions. So here I might be putting 3 times a plus h minus 3, but maybe I want to distribute that 3 like this. And there we go. And now you see an example of the incorrect answer that was in that second one. Now, off to the side of the recording window, there's a red bar that says incorrect. In fact, all of these bars are a little bit bigger than what you can see on the screen. But the idea is green, good stuff, red, oops. And then down here, You can see those entries again. This time I'll make it correct. I could do show me another again. Now it's 3x minus 5. Okay, and so the point here is that you get to practice in this platform, and you can try problems as many times as you want. You can get new versions of the problems if they're built with randomized values. Not all of them are. If I build any specifically for you, I would try to randomize them when possible. Some things are really awkward to try to randomize. You can look at solutions to the problem at the right time. You can get hints for problems if they are created inside the bulk of the problem instructions or the problem code. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here. There's an email instructor button, which will send email from this system, from you to me. It will send me a link to whatever problem you're working on with your input preserved. So if you're at home and you're trying out a problem, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. I keep getting it wrong. Help. You click email instructor. It sends me this page, sends me a link to this page. Whatever you've typed in is still in there. And that helps me troubleshoot what you're trying to do and how you might correct it. So that's WebWork in a nutshell. I jumped back out to the front page of the problem list just to show you one other feature, which is this button, download PDF. There's other words in there, tech hard copy. If you know what tech is, fine. If not, don't worry about it. Just read this as download PDF for current set. What this does is it allows you to generate a PDF file of the list of problems that are created in that one problem set for you. So maybe you're a fan of working things out on pencil and paper before it's time to type them in. Fine. You go to the problem set, you click this generate PDF hard copy, click generate hard copy, and you'll get, okay, well, maybe I can fix this. Hang on. Sorry, doing this live and in color. Well, actually it's in black and white, isn't it? Trying to make sure everything's in there. Anyway, this wasn't much of a problem set, remember, it only had 2 problems, but you'll get this somewhat nicely arranged on paper version of the questions you would be faced with. So in fact, this one still has the answers that we generated for problem 1. We never looked at problem 2 really. That's a calculus problem. But if you're a fan of pencil and paper, then you go to the WebWork, you get your problem set, you download it, and then you can print this and then just scribble all over it or solve things on paper and then come back into WebWork to register your answers just to double check that they went well. Remember, this is a no risk, high reward scenario the way we would be using it. So I hope you consider it.